Hey guys, welcome to Wednesday Woes. This is a new series that I'm going to try out where every Wednesday, me, as an introverted Singaporean undergraduate, share with you some concerns, worries, and woes about student life. So basically, it's a venue for me to rant, vent, and basically do just what Singaporeans love to do, which is to complain. So without further ado, Wednesday Woes episode number 1, let's go! Today, let's talk about class participation and what it means to have it included as part of your grading criteria. So class participation for me, especially as an introvert, is a bane of our student life in university or anywhere for that matter, as long as it counts in your grades. And there are a lot of reasons why this is so. First of all, it's not because we have nothing to say, but sometimes we are beaten to the punch because we are hesitant, we are afraid to raise our hands because our hearts are literally in our mouths. We are so afraid of speaking up because we are afraid of being judged, especially as introverts. Whenever we do finally speak up, sometimes our efforts are not necessarily recognized. So with that in mind, professors should do their part and help to support and lift these students who are facing the same problem as me. Well, I'm not saying this just because to help myself, because I'm gonna be in my final semester next year, so there's not gonna be much of a difference to me, but just future students, okay? Future students that you're gonna be teaching. So you gotta support these students when they finally muster the courage to speak up in class and get their voice heard, because it is not easy for them. The worst feeling after speaking up in class and feeling uncertain about your answers, sometimes you are certain, but because your reaction makes them uncertain. What do I mean? Sometimes professors tend to give some sort of obligatory acknowledgement as a response instead of genuinely supporting and agreeing with the guy or girl, okay? Sometimes your responses will feel a bit forced and fake. For example, so when the introverted student finally raises his or her hand and speaks up in class after much deliberation and overcoming a fear, this professor sometimes reacts like, okay. So as he said, blah 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 blah. When with the same words and the same expressions, you just need to up your energy a little bit to genuinely support this student, and it will change how he or she feels a lot. So for example, the person just asks a question or gives an answer, the professor could simply be more energetic and happier about it by like, thank you for sharing. So with what he said, he is not wrong, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. Just a little change in your tonality. That's all we are asking. Be a little bit nicer to the students. I'm not saying to practice discrimination or favoritism. I'm just saying to tailor your responses a little bit and customize your interactions to be a little bit more genuine. I mean, it's okay to keep that distance, that power distance between a professor and a student. I'm not asking to be friends, I'm just asking to be friendlier. That will help introverts a lot to speak up more and genuinely stand a chance against other extroverts in terms of class participation. So the next area of concern with regards to class participation is not just extroverts, but because of people who speak for the sake of speaking, because their grades are on the line. And what makes this matter worse is when professors and their teaching assistants actually count and record class participation scores based on quantity over quality. That should never ever be the case in any class, especially in tertiary education like university. Any university in the world should focus on the quality of your responses from your students. I mean, sometimes your course outline and your syllabus states that, it has to be an in-depth discussion and contribution to the class, but sometimes it is not exactly reflected in what is actually recorded in class. And that sucks. That sucks so bad, because sometimes this introverted student speaks up in class and it is an extremely valid point. One area of discussion that nobody thought about, and it's really unique, but it only counts as 1 point, whereas another airhead or another student, let's be fair, another student just talks and talks and talks for the sake of talking. For example, this person could be just reading off a slide, reading words, giving stupid responses basically. There's no other way to say it but stupid, airheaded responses. And yet, it counts as like 5, 10 points, A+ for class participation. Hooray! Thank you for speaking up. I mean, in your defense, I guess you could say like, oh, but at least I have the courage to put up my hands and participate in class. Well, you just sit there and listen. Hello? The point is we're listening and we're trying to learn. But when you guys speak up and speak nonsense, you are hampering everyone else's learning experience. And that is so terrible of you guys. And that is not the point of university. That is not the point of education, any level. So that is one big ass concern for introverted students like myself. And what professors can do is to recognize these airheads, these people who speak for the sake of speaking, trying to get grades, is to shut them up the way you can, because professors, you have the authority to shut them up and shut them down. Teach them a lesson, show them what you mean by class participation. Please, 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 for your educational integrity and your sharing of your knowledge, please stop the phenomenon of people talking and idiots scoring higher than people who are genuinely trying to learn and trying to absorb as much as they can from you guys, professors. Please. Please. In fact, all these airheads who speak up for the sake of speaking should get demerit points instead of additional points for class participation, because they are just stating facts or just speaking rubbish, you know, really asking stupid questions. They are wasting everyone's time. When this same time addressing this stupid question, don't tell me that no question is stupid, because there are stupid questions. Ones that have clear, obvious answers, or ones whose answers have just been mentioned by the professor or whoever is speaking in front of the class. God! Yes, so anyway, the time could have been spent to teach more things and for the professor to share more experiences, because that is what you have that we students don't. And we students love to hear about your experiences so that we can learn and have an idea of what we can expect when we graduate. Because it is a scary world out there and it's so much uncertainty waiting for us. And we would love, love, love to use some time, instead of hearing rubbish, to listen to your stories and your experiences instead. Okay, so those are the top 2 irritating things that bother me about class participation as a grading criteria. I understand its importance in getting people to speak up and learning to project themselves and present themselves better to prepare for the real world. But at the same time, it has to be balanced with better enforcements and regulations and, you know, just better management of the whole situation. As an introvert, I appreciate having this as a factor in my education, because it is one of the reasons why I chose to go to SMU, because I want to learn how to speak up more, although I haven't exactly been better at it, and it has always been one huge factor pulling my grades down. I have no regrets about it. I have picked up other different skills. I have learned how to listen, I've learned how to discern what is bullshit from what is pretty intellectual stuff in classes. So it's not always a bad thing. I'm just trying to complain here, and hopefully some of you guys will share the same concerns as me and enjoy this video. I mean, this is what it's for. I mean, it's an avenue for us similar like-minded people to vent. Wednesday Woes! So yeah, that is gonna conclude today's video. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me complain about class participants, especially those with not much substance. And look forward to next week for more Wednesday Woes, and let me know what you guys think in the comment sections down below. Give me a thumbs up, like this video, share it with your friends if you share the same ideas as me, and hopefully we can have a nice bitching session online at least and be the keyboard warriors that we all are, because we are introverts and speaking through text is always easier. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video once again. Peace.